Good morning. The committee will come to order. We are here this morning to conduct oversight of the U.S. Geological Survey. It's been a long time since our committee has conducted direct oversight of this agency outside of the nominations process. I think that there's clearly a level of interest. There's a number of important and relevant issues for us to explore today. So, Director Kimball, I appreciate you being here. I understand you're a little bit under the weather, but you're clearly a trooper ready to rally, and we appreciate it. So hopefully this hearing will be quick and you can get some rest here. I am among those who appreciate both the work of the USGS and the spirit in which it's typically undertaken. The agency is known for being nonpartisan and for seeking out concrete scientific evidence. And I, for one, appreciate that. I think it's good. I think it's refreshing in an agency that comes before our committee that perhaps doesn't have a significant regulatory agenda that's plowing straight ahead. It has been really greatly appreciated, the cooperative working relationship that we have, and I appreciate your leadership in that. It's also comforting to know that the survey is collecting and monitoring data that is vital to the safety and the well-being of the American people. Alaskans in particular are grateful for the work that USGS does to help us cope with the daily threat of volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, and other natural hazards. And people might say, daily threat, Lisa, relax a little bit. But my week back home was, I was grounded by a volcano because the airplanes couldn't fly. And it was just a few days after that we had a 6.2 earthquake. No damage, but 6.2 gets your attention, not quite as much as the 7.1 that we had a couple months prior to that. But yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on there, and so we appreciate the vigilance of USGS. I do recognize, again, that we have parts of our country here that are active in different ways, and the need for real-time volcano monitoring, the recognition that we have very tectonically active areas, certainly in Alaska, as I mentioned. So knowing what you do there at the agency is important. Another success story can be found with the Alaska Mapping Executive Committee, AMEC, composed of representatives from 15 federal and state agencies, was formed in 2012 to prioritize the collection of high-resolution elevation data. This initiative has expanded to collect other map layers, providing vital data to ensure the safety of our pilots and those wanting to explore the Alaska wilderness. Director, you were up in Alaska last year when we were celebrating the 50% mark, where we had mapped over 50% of the state, and actually, in fairness, I think we were up to 57%. But it says something when we have a celebration when we hit 50%. And I noted that at the time. We got a ways to go, but hey, we're halfway there, and we appreciate that. Look forward to working it further. And while I support many efforts and activities within USGS, I also believe that some of its core areas lack attention and resources, and that's another reason why we're here today, to review the agency's priorities. Our mineral security is one of them. This will come as no surprise to anyone who's followed our committee, but I remain seriously concerned about our growing foreign mineral dependence. Last year, we imported more than 50% of our supply of 47 minerals, including 100% of 19 of them. Even though minerals are more important to our modern society than ever before, we're paying less and less attention to them. And that shows, I think, in the USGS budget, where not even 10% goes to the Energy and Minerals Program. And it shows elsewhere as well. After the USGS reports our foreign dependence, it's very difficult to find anyone, anywhere in the federal government who's responsible for doing anything to meaningfully reduce it. Now, going back to mapping, the USGS has used hyperspectral imagery to map more than 96% of the country of Afghanistan. And while hyperspectral imagery is used for mineral exploration, very little of the U.S. has been mapped with this same technology. So there's some frustration there to hear that USGS has conducted surveys on the other side of the world while the assessments are still much needed here in this country. I do recognize the importance of the survey's other mission areas, but those cannot come at the expense of the congressionally authorized and congressionally mandated responsibilities that USGS holds. So I'm glad we're having this hearing. We'll have an opportunity to highlight areas of success for the survey, but also identify the gaps within the agency that prevent it from meeting its original and primary directives. So again, Director Kimball, I appreciate you being with us before the committee today, and again, your leadership there at USGS. Let's turn to Senator Cantwell for your